Okay, so now we get to talk about something really exciting and really nerve-wracking, your grand opening. A lot of people panic because they have no idea what it even is. So let's start with that. Let's break that down. Your business debut is where you have all your friends, your family come together to support you in your new business. I'm going to come, or your recruiter's going to come, and we are going to highlight products. We're going to go over things. We're going to play with things. We're going to play a game. We're going to talk. It's normally about an hour to an hour and a half. It's very, very quick, very simple, but this is you're going to leave with sometimes your first sales, sometimes your first bookings, and sometimes even your first team member. So grand opening can be a great way to really launch your business. So we want to make sure that it's the best thing yet. So let's go over the 6 tips that I'm going to give you to make the best grand opening. Tip number 1 is invite as many people as possible. If you invite 12 people, probably 6 will say yes, and probably 3 or 4 will actually show. So don't be upset or discouraged if you don't have the grand opening that you had envisioned in your head. You know, sometimes the greatest women in this business are ladies who started with a grand opening of 1 to 3 people there. So aim for several, I always try and have a minimum of 10 there, but please don't get discouraged if things don't go your way with the grand opening. Think about, a wide demographic. We want to make sure that your work people are invited, that church people, that acquaintances, maybe you haven't even talked to in a while. Tell everyone to bring a friend. This is a great way to just watch that network get bigger and bigger and bigger. So don't count out the acquaintances or the people that you work with or the nail lady that you've been going to for 15 years. Don't count those people out. The second tip that I'm going to give you is location. And location is key. I want to make sure that you are in a location that you feel good in. So if you say, yeah, I'm going to have 15 people there and I just don't feel good about having it in my house, then that's okay. We can find, we've used a church in Owasso, we've used Panera Bread, we've used the studio in Tulsa. There are several different options that we can use if you don't feel comfortable and confident in your house with several guests over. I know that for me, it means cleaning the house, figuring out if, what if someone's allergic to the cat? What do I do with the dog? I want you to feel good on your business debut day. So let's take all the stress out of it. If you don't feel good in your house, let me know. We can find a place for you. Some people are the complete opposite. They feel just dominant at home. They want you to be in their space. They're comfortable there. So if you feel good about your home, then by all means, let's do it there. Your friends and your family know where you live. It's normally cozy. Everybody's been there before. So the location is a big thing. Bottom line is, I want you to feel comfortable with it. The third tip I'm going to give you is about your inventory. If you've gotten some, then we're going to make sure that it's there for your debut. So you want to make sure that you have it all organized, that you have fun display trays, and that we have everything set up all cute. If this is something that you want to do, then please contact me, and I would love to walk through how to set up your inventory, how to set up a display table. I would love to help you with the setup of that. All right, tip number 4 is snacks and refreshments. Snacks and refreshments. I'm just going to let you know this is going to go one of 2 ways. 1, you hardly have any refreshments there. People don't even notice. 2, you prepare this huge course, this feast, and everybody comes, and now it's about the food versus the product. So keep it simple, sweetie, is a very famous saying that Mary Kay Ash used to say, and that's what I say when it comes to snacks and refreshments. Keep it simple. A bag of cookies, maybe some brownies or some strawberries or something, and normally a drink like a lemonade or water or tea of some sort. So keep it very simple. Don't stress out on the snacks and refreshments by any means. All right, tip number 5 is the date. The date by now has already been chosen. That's why you're watching this video. But I want to let you know how important a date is. Now, whenever your date is scheduled and you start inviting people, if you were to cancel that date, then people are going to be less likely to show up at an event that you've rescheduled versus if you held it on the original date. So I want to let you know that the day that we have chosen for your debut is National You Day. That means that I have planned my entire day around you, making sure that I'm going to be there in plenty of time for your grand opening, help you set up anything that you need. We're talking throughout the day. I mean, that day is just for you. So what happens whenever you reschedule is now we're looking 2 to 3 weeks out because I get so booked up, and I want to make sure that we're not delaying the process of starting your business and starting that extra income just because of 2 people could only show up. We never want to reschedule a grand opening, and unless life happens, and that's okay. But that date is yours. Own that date, and let's do everything we can to have the best results for that date. So now let's talk about, you have it all planned. You know kind of what to do now. You know what to expect now. How do you invite? Let's talk about a few ways that maybe don't have the best results. And one of those, unfortunately, is a Facebook event invite. And the only reason I say this is because I am the worst with those. If you were to go on my Facebook page right now, I probably have 7 or 8 events that I haven't even responded to. Honestly, that I don't even know that I'm invited to. I feel awful that I don't pay more attention to that, but it's one of those things that I get on Facebook, check my notifications, and I get off. I don't scroll. I don't look at the, invites. I don't do any of that. So sometimes Facebook invites aren't necessarily the best way to go. Another not so successful thing that I've seen is a mass text message or a mass email. So what I see all the time is people just blast out this text message or email, and then it's crickets. They're not hearing anything back. And that's because there's a difference between invite versus announce. It's important for everyone around you to know that, yes, you sell Mary Kay. That's an announcement. However, your grand opening is an invite. We want to make sure that they know that they are invited to try the product, to hear about the opportunity, and to have some fun with you. So let's start with this. Right now, I want you to write a list of as many people as you can think of, female-wise, over the age of 18. But start that list and try, can you get 50 on there? Try for 100. How many women's names can you write down? That's the first place that we're going to start. Once you have those written down, then we're going to be able to take that customized invitation that you should have by now, and you can either print it off, you can text it, you can private Facebook message it, but we want to make sure that people are getting invited, not announced that you're doing a grand opening. So about 1 week prior to your grand opening, you want to make sure that you're calling everyone individually now. You want to be very careful with the words that you choose, because if you were to call and say, "Hey Susie, just checking in with you, wanted to see if you got my invite for the open house." Well, open house kind of sounds like a come and go thing. So you want to make sure everyone knows that it starts at 6:30. So the call would look like this. "Hey Susie, just calling to check in with you. I'm so excited about my business debut next Friday at 6:30. You are going to be there, right?" And wait for her to respond. She's going to let you know yes or no. And in this day and age, even whenever you invite, sometimes it takes that extra follow-up to get the answer, to get the yes or the no. About 2 to 3 days prior to the grand opening, you're going to send a reminder again. So that's via text message. You can call them up or you can send it to them over Facebook, however is the best way to communicate with them. And you just say, "Hey Susie, it means the world to me that you're going to be here on Friday. Thank you so much." Now, either the night before or the morning of, you can text once again and say, "I'm so excited. See you tonight at 6:30. This is going to hold them accountable, and it's also going to let you know your final numbers. Example, if you text Susie and you were to say that to her and she comes back and says, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. My grandfather ended up in the hospital and things have been crazy." Okay, you know that you can now account her as a no versus a yes. So going into the evening, you know that you have 6 confirmed versus 12 people who said, yes, they're going to be there. You have a final number and you feel good about that. And we can go into the evening very, very strong. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please, 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 please do not hesitate to contact me. I love grand openings. They're one of my favorite things to do, and I look forward to blowing yours right out of the water.